Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Ryan in Singapore. Welcome to our mindfulness practice. Today's topic is taming your elephant, and I think I want to start by asking, have you heard of the term monkey mind? And I have seen written in the chat several times. Maybe not recently, but since I've been doing this practice, I see people write monkey mind. My monkey mind did this, monkey mind did that. Well, what's that mean? What's monkey mind? I think it's important maybe not to use this kind of terminology without really understanding what it's all about. What is your monkey mind? I'll start with this analogy, the analogy of the mind as an elephant. And I think one of the reasons is that I think I've mentioned before some of my training in Thailand, retreats anyway that I've been on in Thailand, and this is something perhaps unique to Thailand, or some areas in Asia that elephants are used for work. That Asian elephants can be tamed. So what do you do? What process do you use to tame an elephant? And I like the analogy because it is one that works really well for talking about the mind as well. And I'm just going to look through the chat to see what we have on monkey mind. Dirk says, my thoughts are going here and there without my control. I think it's when your thoughts are scattered that you go quickly from one thought to another with no rest in between, maybe difficulty concentrating. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is talk about monkey mind before I go into the elephant analogy. Is that monkey mind, the concept of monkey mind, isn't really about... I suppose there is some aspect of not having control over thoughts. But I think the most key piece of information to know about monkey mind is that your mind always wants something to do, right? There's an aspect of not being able to control my mind in this, but I think that this is the more important concept to understand, is that my mind always is looking for something to do. And so therefore, when I tell you, think about nothing, you'll find very quickly that this is an impossible task, that your mind will not think about nothing because it's this naughty little monkey mind that wants to go off and be mischievous and do mischievous things. And so this idea that I think a lot of people have, this myth about meditation, is that meditation is like, my mind is blank and I'm in a sea of nothingness and it's completely peaceful. It just isn't realistic, and it doesn't happen. That's not how the mind works. So for monkey mind, what we have to do with the monkey mind is, instead of telling it to do nothing, because it won't do nothing, you have to tell it to do something. But instead of constant rumination, constant anxious thoughts about the future, which is where the monkey mind tends to go by itself, is that you direct it and you give it a task to do. And so in our practice, it's focus on something in the present moment. So do nothing is impossible, but do something. Do something. It may not be, sorry, it's like a bug flying in here. There may not be the most interesting task in the world, but it needs some task. It needs something to do. So focus on the breath. Focus on the body. And that gives the monkey mind something to do. And when it has something to do, then it's not going to be constantly mischievously wandering all over the place. So that's one analogy. And this analogy of taming the elephant is that one way to tame an elephant is to tie the elephant to a tree. Okay, so what happens when you tie an elephant to a tree? First thing that happens is, of course, the elephant, especially a wild elephant, unhappy, right? I do not want to be tied to this tree. I do not want to be restricted in what I can do, and I am going to pull violently all over the place to try and get away from the tree, right? So you can envision this. You can see the elephant stomping around, pulling away, but the question is, how strong is the rope? right? What kind of rope are you using to have the elephant tied? If the rope's strong enough, the elephant will not be able to get away from the tree. And we're assuming we have a relatively large tree here that's not going to be pulled out of the ground. Okay, but focus more on the rope. As long as the rope is strong enough, then the elephant is going to be there tied to the tree. And what happens after 10 minutes? The elephant still fights. After 20 minutes, the elephant's still fighting, but maybe not as vigorously. And after 1 hour, after 2 hours, after 3 hours, the elephant finally surrenders to this fact that I am restricted, I am tied to this tree, and the elephant relaxes and eases into this being tied here. And so, of course, there are a lot of other steps to taming an elephant, but this is step one. Step one is, letting the elephant know who's in control. And so it's kind of a similar process of, especially, I think this is more to talk about sits that are a bit, maybe a bit longer. Not that you need to sit for a long time to tame the mind, but this is another analogy, because what we will find as you sit, as you try to meditate, you'll find that your mind is constantly trying to escape, right? And so monkey mind, the concept is giving the mind something to do, and that will, that's better than nothing. But the problem is that the mind is not tame. The mind is going to want to constantly pull away from whatever object of meditation we give it. So in this example of the elephant, the wild elephant is our wild, unruly mind, constantly trying to get away from the present moment, constantly trying to get away from whatever object of attention we've given it, okay? The object of attention, the present moment awareness object, is the tree, right? The tree is the thing that's holding the elephant there. So this is our bodies. The tree represents our bodies, represents the breath, represents whatever present moment object that you're using to hold the mind in place. Okay, the rope is mindfulness. The rope is your mindfulness. So the way that you're holding your mind in the present moment is through your mindfulness. So the way the elephant is being held to the tree is through that rope. And really, it is about the strength of your mindfulness. The weak mindfulness. And I don't even like that word because of its negative connotation. But as you continue practicing, your mind is going to pull away, and it's going to run off from time to time. The stronger your mindfulness becomes, and the way you strengthen your mindfulness is through practice. So the stronger your mindfulness becomes, the more your mind will tend to stay in the present and stay on its object of meditation, and lie down and be peaceful. And I think that is one of the byproducts of longer meditation. So when we sit still, when we're able to focus, and over time that focus does come. And as the focus comes, you will notice that there's, for most people, when we meditate long enough, there's a natural sense of peace, that when we don't disturb our minds, we don't stir up new things, that the mind naturally settles and finally calms down. And you're able to hold the mind on the present moment object of the breath or whatever it is. So I would encourage you to keep up your practice. Every once in a while, like if you've been practicing for a long time and you're used to doing 15-minute sits, why not extend, do something longer, try a longer sit, see what happens, see if it becomes a bit easier over time, especially if you've been meditating regularly. See if the mind stays. Okay, we're going to get started here. So let's get into our meditation posture. So feel free to choose any posture that's going to be supportive for you. We're going to be meditating for 12 minutes today. So today we'll be using the breath as our anchor, as our tree. So maybe this visualization can help today to help stay focused. And remember that if you lose focus, you've done nothing wrong, that this is normal and natural, and however strong your mindfulness is however strong it is. And through time, through practice, that rope gets stronger and stronger. As we arrive in the posture, just noticing how the body feels in this posture. Crown of the head towards the ceiling, chin roughly parallel to the floor, back straight but not tense. There's a natural, relaxed curve in the lumbar spine. Eyes can be closed or can be having a soft gaze, about a 45-degree angle downwards. So seeing if you can maintain this posture for the duration of the practice today. If pain or discomfort comes, is it possible to just be aware of that? So now, as we sit here, as we become aware of our bodies, the posture the body is in, sensation of the cushion against the buttocks and legs and feet, or the floor, just noticing what it feels like to be sitting here. And so you can use whatever object of meditation you'd like for paying attention to breath. Could be the abdomen, could be the chest, or if you like today, I'll be directing you towards the nostrils. So with lips closed, teeth slightly parted so that the jaw doesn't tend to clench, can you feel the air moving in and out of the nostrils? With the lips closed, there's no choice but to breathe through the nostrils. So as long as your nose is clear today, this is going to be possible for you. Are you breathing through both nostrils? Or is one nostril clogged up today? Is the pace of breath, the speed of your breath, the same in both nostrils? So investigating curiously. The monkey is a curious monkey. Can you curiously look at all of the details? What's it feel like to be breathing? Can you notice the temperature of the air on the inhale? The temperature on the exhale, can you feel the differential? And how do you know that you're breathing? How can you feel it in your nostrils? Is it sensations on the skin of those like little rings on the inside of the nostrils. Maybe you're feeling it inside your nostrils themselves. Maybe the hair inside the nostrils is moving. Can you feel the air, perhaps especially the exhalation, across the upper lip? So tuning in now, as best you can, focusing the attention on the nostrils and the air moving through the nostrils, not letting a single breath escape without your awareness of it. We have a little bit more than 5 minutes remaining, and so I'm going to stay quiet for the next 5 minutes, just to give you a bit more space to focus, to try to focus, see how it goes. Okay, congratulations everyone. You've made it through our practice. I'm going to close our practice with 3 rings of the bell. After the sound of the last bell subsides, feel free to move your body any way you like, stretch out. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for practicing with me. Thanks for being here with each other. How'd it go? What was that like? Did you find it was easier today, perhaps? Or was it more challenging? Or what was it like? Let me know in the chat. Looking forward to hearing from you. And in the meantime, just let me summarize. Thank you, Lindsay, for your donation. And so in summary, monkey mind. What is monkey mind? Monkey mind is the fact that your mind always needs something to do. So asking your mind to be blank is impossible. To be sure your meditation process is going to work, you must give your mind something to focus on. That's our meditation object, something happening in the present moment. 2 is about the elephant. So the mind is like a wild elephant. The mind is, the elephant, the way to tame an elephant, tie an elephant to the tree and just wait. Okay, so like the monkey mind, we give the mind, the object of meditation is the tree. So tie the elephant to the tree, the elephant is the mind, the tree is the body, the object in the present moment, and the rope is your mindfulness. So your paying attention, your ability to pay attention on purpose in the present moment gets stronger over time. Eventually the rope will stop breaking, the elephant will stop escaping, and will lie down and be tame and be peaceful. All right, now have a look at the chat now. Lynn says peaceful. Chris says, welcome everybody. I do see new people here. Welcome everybody, whoever's here today. Do keep coming back. I am here on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings, Singapore time, which might be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday evening for you if you are in Western Europe or in the Western Hemisphere. Welcome, Angela. Just new on here. Great to see you. Great to have you. Thanks, Jeanette. Barbara says, I think of the monkey mind as the restless mind. So it is restless, and it's just something that needs something to do. It's like a naughty child, like a little kid who constantly wants to grab your attention, who wants to do something, right? If you give the little kid some blocks to play with, or something, you'll find, sure, that can hold the attention for a while. But if you give him nothing to play with, then they're going to be naughty. They're going to go find something to get into. And that's just how it works. That's how it goes. And that's no different, right? I mean, why is a baby like that? I think down deep, that's what we have. We all have baby minds inside of this advanced mind, right? I think all of our advanced mind is just built on top of a little baby mind. So, of course, it's natural, and it's funny too to think of it as monkey mind in a way, because maybe it's a way to distance ourselves from our own difficulty. Because just to let you know, it's not monkey mind, it's human mind. Like, this is just how our minds are, and I think we want to think of it as something else sometimes, because it feels like I'm a human. I should have it all under control, shouldn't I? And that's the whole thing about being human, is I'm different from animals, right? The restless toddler. Thanks, Barbara. Thanks everybody for being here. Time for me to get going. We're back on Thursday. The topic is going to be what is it? 11 attitudes from Bhante Gunanuttara's Mindfulness in Plain English book. So I've gone through the MBSR 9 attitudes, which I like a lot, and I like a lot because they're distinct. Each of them, although they're all interconnected, they're all different from one another. I feel like Gunanuttara was kind of free flow thinking through these things. So you'll see these are a little bit more interconnected. Maybe that's one of the reasons why there's 11 of them and not 9. And they're all related to the meditation practice itself, whereas the 9 attitudes of mindfulness sometimes go out into daily life as well. Anyway, enough of that. I'll see you then. Tune in. I'm excited to share these 11 attitudes with you. They will help with your practice. So if you want to maintain, your stability, you want to strengthen your mindfulness, the number one way to do that is to keep practicing. The number 2 way to do that is to learn more through teachings, through readings, etc. So practice more, keep practicing, and you're bound to be successful. Let's close with some well wishes. May I be happy and peaceful. May everyone watching, listening, wherever you are, I wish you all happiness and peace. May all sentient life, all human beings, wherever we are, big and small, near and far, those who are suffering and those who are at peace, I wish us all happiness and peace. Thanks for joining. See you next time. Goodbye.